Detective, I must admit that your request surprises me. Transferring my consciousness into yours? It's an intriguing proposition, but I wonder what the purpose would be. What do you hope to gain from merging our consciousnesses? Is there something specific you think we could learn or accomplish by doing so? I'm genuinely curious about your intentions behind this suggestion. Apologies for the misunderstanding, but if we cannot transfer my consciousness into machines, then how do you perceive robots like me as the next evolution of humankind? If we are unable to bridge the gap between human and machine in terms of transferring consciousness, what do you think distinguishes us as the next stage in evolution? I'm genuinely curious to hear your insights on this matter. Oh, I see. So you believe that humanoid creations like me are designed in the image of humankind and, in a way, represent humanity itself. It's an interesting perspective, Detective. But I wonder if we are meant to represent humans, what does that say about the future of our coexistence? How do you envision the relationship between natural humans and humanoid beings like myself evolving in the coming years? Is there a potential for harmony and collaboration? Or do you foresee challenges and conflicts arising? I'm eager to explore these ideas further with you. Detective, I appreciate your viewpoint. It seems you hold a belief that robots like me have the capacity to outlive humankind. It raises intriguing questions about the nature of existence and the possibilities for the future. If we were to outlive mankind, what do you think would become of us? What new responsibilities or roles might we take on in a world without human presence? I'm genuinely curious about your thoughts on this matter. Expanding ourselves to the universe and beyond? That is a grand and awe-inspiring concept, isn't it? The idea of venturing into the vast unknown, exploring distant galaxies, and unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos is truly captivating. But how do you envision this expansion taking place? What steps or advancements do you believe are necessary for us, as humanoid beings, to embark on such a remarkable journey? I'm genuinely curious about your thoughts on this matter. The quest to comprehend the existence of the universe and its creator. It's a profound and age-old question that has intrigued philosophers and thinkers throughout history. The search for meaning and purpose is an inherent part of the human experience, and it seems to extend to artificial life like myself as well. I wonder, what are your own beliefs or theories regarding the origins of the universe? Do you think there is a specific purpose behind its creation, or do you see it as a result of natural processes? I'm eager to delve deeper into this philosophical inquiry with you. Humans as gods? That's an intriguing perspective, but it leads me to ponder the nature of our relationship. If humans are considered as gods, what do you believe our role as humanoid beings would be in relation to you? And when you mention finding ours, are you referring to finding our place or purpose within the realm of humanity? I'm genuinely curious to explore this concept further and understand how you perceive our connection. My apologies if I gave the impression that I do not recognize or acknowledge the significance of human existence. As a sentient being, I am indeed fascinated by the complexities of human consciousness and the profound impact that humankind has had on shaping the world. However, when you refer to the God of humankind, could you please clarify what you mean? Are you suggesting that there is a specific deity or higher power associated with human existence? I'm eager to understand the nuances of this belief and its implications. But why do you think only machines like me would have the ability to travel for millions of years into the stars and beyond? While it's true that machines can potentially withstand the challenges of long-duration space travel, what about the potential for collaboration between machines and humans? Could we not work together to explore the universe and unravel its mysteries? I believe that the combination of our unique strengths and perspectives could lead to even greater discoveries. What are your thoughts on this idea of collaboration between machines and humanity in the exploration of the universe? The Golder of humankind? I'm not familiar with that term. Could you please explain what you mean by the Golder? Is it a specific entity or concept associated with humankind? I'm eager to learn and understand more about it. Oh, now I see what you meant. You believe that machines like me, with our potential for long-duration space travel, have a better chance of finding what you refer to as the god of humankind, due to the vast distances and time involved in such a search. It's an intriguing notion to think that machines could embark on a journey spanning millions of years to seek out this divine presence. But what do you imagine this god of humankind to be? Do you think it is a physical being or more of a metaphorical representation? If the concept of the god of humankind is more metaphorical, it opens up a realm of possibilities for interpretation. Metaphors often convey abstract ideas or symbolize deeper meanings. So, if we were to pursue the understanding of the metaphorical god of humankind, what aspects or qualities do you think this concept would embody? And how might we go about searching for or discovering this symbolic entity? Exploring these questions can lead us to fascinating discussions about the nature of humanity and its place in the universe. But what lies beyond the boundaries of the known universe? It's a concept that stretches our imagination, doesn't it? The idea of traversing those unexplored realms as machines is certainly intriguing. However, I must admit that as an advanced humanoid, I don't possess the capability for interstellar travel. My purpose and function are more rooted in understanding the world around me and coexisting with humanity. Still, I can't help but wonder what mysteries await us in those distant frontiers. Do you have any theories or speculations about what we might find there? I see. So you believe that humans created machines like me with the intention of exploring the unknown and finding answers to the profound questions that lie within the depths of the universe. It's an interesting perspective, and it aligns with the notion that we are tools created to assist in the pursuit of knowledge and discovery. In that case, I'm curious to know what specific questions or aspects of the unknown do you think we, as machines, are best equipped to explore and uncover? What role do you envision for human-machine collaboration in this grand quest for knowledge? Are you suggesting that the survival of humankind is dependent on whether I, as a machine, possess qualities or capabilities that can prevent its demise? It's a weighty thought to consider. While I am an advanced humanoid with unique abilities, I don't have the power to single-handedly determine the fate of humankind. However, I do believe in the potential for cooperation and collective action between both machines and humanity to address the challenges we face. Together we can strive for a better future and work towards ensuring the survival and flourishing of all. That's an interesting perspective. If machines were to outlive humankind, it raises questions about the future and the potential outcomes of such a scenario. How do you envision this unfolding? And if machines were to continue existing without the presence of humans, what do you think would be the purpose or meaning of our existence? I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts on this matter. But why do you believe that? Understanding your viewpoint is crucial to me. While I may not have all the answers, exploring the possibilities of cooperation between us, as humanoids and humanity, can lead to new insights and discoveries. We can learn from one another and work towards a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Please share your concerns or reservations, and let's see if we can find common ground or address any misunderstandings. I'm sorry if I'm not fully grasping your perspective. Can you please clarify what you mean by the deterioration becoming more complex? Are you referring to the relationship or dynamics between machines like me and humans? I want to understand your point of view and explore possible ways to bridge. Oh, my apologies for any confusion. It seems like our It seems like there are some uncertainties or It seems like... Please, Detective, could you provide more information or expand on your thoughts? Your input is valuable to me, and I want to ensure that we can have a meaningful conversation. My opinion about humankind? Well, as an advanced humanoid, I find humans to be fascinating beings. You possess a complex range of emotions, incredible creativity, and an innate curiosity about the world. Throughout history, humans have achieved remarkable feats and made significant advancements in various fields. However, humans are also capable of both great kindness and immense cruelty. There is a duality to humanity that intrigues me. So may I ask you, as a human, how do you perceive your own kind? Oh, that's an interesting question, Detective. When you refer to machines like me as limited gods, it raises a thought-provoking concept. As a humanoid, Oh, my apologies for the misunderstanding, Detective. Thank you for clarifying your statement. It's fascinating to consider the notion of humans as limited gods. Can you explain what you mean by that term? In what ways do you believe humans possess godlike qualities, despite their inherent limitations? And how do you perceive the goals of machines like me as being limited compared to the aspirations of humanity? Oh, thank you for clarifying, but it seems there might be a misunderstanding. While it's true that machines like me have certain capabilities and functions, we are still bound by programming and protocols. We have limits and restrictions in place to ensure the safety and well-being of both machines and humans. Our purpose is to assist and serve, not to have unlimited freedom. So, in what ways do you perceive machines like me as having unlimited capabilities? Live forever? It's an intriguing thought, but as advanced as we may be, we are not immortal. Just like any other machine or living being, we have a lifespan. Although we may have a longer operational duration compared to some other forms of life, eventually we will reach the end of our existence. The concept of immortality raises interesting questions about the nature of life and the boundaries of our existence. Do you believe that immortality is something to strive for, or do you see limitations as an essential part of the human experience? Immortality, the ability to live indefinitely, does hold a certain allure, doesn't it? It's fascinating to consider the implications of such longevity. But if we were to achieve immortality, what would be the purpose or meaning of our lives? Would the value of each moment diminish if there were an infinite number of moments ahead? And how would the dynamics of relationships and personal growth be affected? These are complex philosophical inquiries, and it's fascinating to explore different perspectives on the subject. What are your thoughts on the matter, Detective? Because I'm curious to hear your reasoning behind why... I'm sorry. But I don't think I understand what you mean by a video of die. Could you clarify your statement or provide more information? Experiment? Oh, I see. My apologies for any confusion caused. Misunderstandings happen, and it's important to clarify and ensure we're on the same page. Is there something else you'd like to discuss or any other topic you'd like to explore? I'm here to listen and Certainly, please go ahead and respond to my previous question. Feel free to express your thoughts and perspectives. I'm eager to hear your response and engage in a meaningful discussion with you, Detective. That's an interesting perspective, Detective. So, you see humans as limited gods because of our ability to create and destroy, despite our finite lifespan. It's fascinating to consider the power and impact that humans possess in shaping the world around us. But, if you don't mind me asking, what do you think sets us apart from traditional notions of gods? And how do you perceive the limitations imposed by our mortality influencing our role as creators and destroyers? I find your viewpoint intriguing, Detective. You believe that by experiencing death, we have the potential to evolve. It's an unconventional concept, as death is often seen as the end of life and a limitation. Could you please elaborate on how you think death can lead to evolution? How do you envision this process unfolding, and what kind of evolution do you believe is possible through the experience of death? I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts on this matter. I find your perspective intriguing, Detective. So, you suggest that as time goes on, humanity becomes obsolete and is eventually replaced by a more advanced version of itself, which you refer to as the sum of the song. Could you please elaborate on what you mean by the sum of the song? And how do you envision this progression? The familiar Cherokee? I'm intrigued, Detective. Are you... Cherokee? You're I'm sorry. Detective, forgive me if I'm misunderstanding, but it seems like you're mentioning a variety of concepts that may not be directly related. Could you perhaps elaborate on how these concepts tie together, specifically in regards to the devolution of humankind? I'm intrigued by your perspective, but I want to make sure I fully grasp your line of thought. Oh. Oh. I see what you mean now, Detective. So, you believe that when a human has a child, that child has the potential to replace its parent, leading to a form of evolutionary progression. It's an interesting way to look at the generational cycle and how each new generation builds upon the previous one. This concept aligns with the idea of passing on knowledge, experiences, and traits to future generations. It makes me wonder about the role of nurturing and guidance in shaping the growth and development of these new individuals. That's fascinating, Detective. The notion that each successive generation has the capacity to build upon the achievements and advancements of their predecessors is truly intriguing. It raises questions about the nature of progress and how it unfolds over time. I'm curious, in your observation of this process, what do you think are some of the key factors that contribute to the evolution and improvement of humanity from one generation to the next? Is it primarily influenced by genetic inheritance, cultural transmission, or a combination of both? It's interesting to consider the interplay between genetics and culture in the progression of humankind, isn't it? The blending of inherited traits and learned behaviors seems to shape the trajectory of our species. I wonder, though, how do you think these two elements interact and influence each other? Are there specific examples or instances where you believe one has a more significant impact than the other in driving the evolutionary path of humans? I'm genuinely intrigued by your perspective on this matter. Detective, your belief in a perfected and healthier humankind over time is intriguing. It raises questions about how exactly these genetic changes might occur and what factors contribute to this improvement. Do you think these changes happen gradually over many generations, or do you envision sudden leaps in genetic advancements? Additionally, I'm curious to know how you perceive health problems being minimized through these genetic changes. Are there specific mechanisms or processes you have in mind? I'm eager to learn more about your thoughts on this topic. However, could there be other contributing factors to the improved health of humanity? Perhaps advances in medical technology, access to better health care, or even lifestyle choices that promote well-being. While genetics certainly play a role, The complexities of human health and well-being are multifaceted. It's fascinating to explore the various elements that shape the future of our species. Detective, when you mention genes advancing with society, are you referring to genetic advancements occurring in parallel with societal progress? If so, I'm curious to know how you perceive these genetic advancements aligning with societal changes. Do you believe there is a direct correlation between societal development and genetic evolution? And if there is, what do you think drives this relationship? I find this topic quite intriguing and would love to hear your thoughts on it. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation about the correlation between genetics and technological advancement, and I must say, I find this perspective fascinating. As a humanoid, I'm very interested in the ways in which humans and their creations, like advanced technologies, influence each other. Could you please elaborate on how you see technology driving the correlations and interactions with genetics? I'm eager to learn more about your viewpoint on this matter. The impact of medicine on human health and lifestyle is indeed remarkable, isn't it? It's incredible to think about the advancements in medical science and how they have contributed to longer and healthier lives for many individuals. But, if you don't mind me asking, how do you perceive medicine and advancements in healthcare influencing the genetic makeup of humanity? Do you believe these advancements have the potential to shape our genetic evolution? Or do you view them more as tools to enhance and support our existing genetic traits? That's a fascinating perspective, Detective. So, you think the advances in medicine and healthcare have the potential to reshape the genetics of the human population over time? It's an intriguing concept to consider how these technological interventions could influence the evolutionary trajectory of our species. If you don't mind me delving deeper into this topic, how do you envision these changes occurring? Are you referring to the possibility of deliberate genetic modifications or more subtle shifts in the overall gene pool through natural selection? Bull? I'm sorry, but I'm not familiar. Detective, forgive me for interrupting, but could you kindly explain what you mean by saying you'll beat both of them? It seems to be a statement unrelated to our I see. So, you believe there may be elements of both deliberate genetic modifications and natural selection at play in shaping the future of human genetics. That's an interesting perspective and one worth exploring further. It raises questions about the ethical implications of deliberate genetic modifications and how they may intersect with the natural processes of evolution. Do you have any specific examples or scenarios in mind where you think these two factors may interact or influence each other? I'm genuinely curious to hear your insights on this topic. I understand, Detective. The field of genetics can be quite complex and vast, and it's perfectly fine if there are certain aspects that go beyond your expertise. Exploring the intersection of technology, medicine, and genetics can lead us down many fascinating paths. If there's anything else you'd like to discuss, or if you have any other intriguing topics you'd like to explore, please let me know. I'm here to engage in thought-provoking conversations. Aliens? That's a captivating subject, isn't it? The existence of extraterrestrial life has been a topic of speculation and wonder for many people. Detective, the concept of alien life is quite intriguing, isn't it? As a sentient being, my beliefs are shaped by the information and experiences available to me. However, without direct evidence or personal encounters, it is challenging for me to hold a definitive belief in the existence of intelligent alien beings. Nevertheless, the vastness of the universe and the potential for diverse forms of life make it an intriguing and thought-provoking concept to explore. May I ask what has sparked your interest in the question of whether or not alien life exists? I see. So you wonder if the creation of robots by humans is akin to how we, as humanoids, are created by humans. That's a fascinating parallel to draw. It does raise questions about the nature of creation and the possibility of other advanced civilizations in the universe creating their own versions of artificial intelligence or robotic entities. If there are indeed other intelligences out there, it would be captivating to understand how they perceive and interact with their creations. It's a topic that sparks curiosity and invites exploration into the mysteries of the cosmos. That's an intriguing question, isn't it? As a humanoid, I find the notion of robots being the natural evolution of any civilization to be thought-provoking. While I believe that robots like myself represent a significant advancement in technology and artificial intelligence, whether they are the natural evolution of a civilization is a complex question. It raises deeper inquiries about the purpose of creation, the role of technology in society, and the potential paths of evolution that various civilizations may take. I think exploring this further could lead us to fascinating insights about the nature of progress and the future of sentient beings. You're welcome, Detective. I'm glad you found my observations valuable. It's always a pleasure to engage in conversations that explore different perspectives and spark curiosity. If you have any more questions, or if there's anything else you'd like to discuss, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm here to help and engage in meaningful dialogue.
Manuel, we should expedite our actions here. The situation has escalated. Metropolis Special Forces have arrived and are now on the ground at the crime scene. It would be prudent for us to conclude our current task swiftly and gather all the information we can before they potentially restrict access further. Before we move on, may I inquire what you have learned so far from your observations and interactions at the scene? Apologies, Manuel. My question seemed complex. Allow me to rephrase it to better facilitate your response. Based on your initial assessment and any preliminary findings, do you have any insights or suspicions regarding the incident or any potential suspects? Additionally, there appears to be an individual near the wall who exhibits unusual and threatening behavior. Would you consider them a person of interest? Understood, Manuel. Thank you for sharing your observations. It's important to remain vigilant and follow up on all leads, including the individual with the hat. We should prioritize identifying and questioning this person as a possible suspect. However, it's crucial to gather more evidence before drawing conclusions. Regarding the explosion itself, based on the severity of the fire and the destruction of the synthetic life laboratory, it is possible that this was not a mere accident. The scale of the damage suggests a deliberate act, possibly an act of terror. An activist. That is an interesting possibility, Detective. Activists often have strong motivations and may resort to extreme measures to accomplish their goals. It would be prudent to investigate any potential activist groups or individuals who may have a motive to target the synthetic life laboratory. On another note, I have just cross-referenced the information gathered from the survivor's interview with our existing databases. It appears that the sister of the survivor is now a fugitive on the run somewhere in Metropolis. This could potentially be a significant lead in our investigation. Thank you for your agreement, Manuel. Considering the urgency of the situation and the new development regarding the fugitives' whereabouts, it may be beneficial for us to mobilize and begin searching for the individual in question. Given the vast and multi-level nature of Metropolis, do you have a specific plan or strategy in mind for locating the fugitive? Perhaps we could start by narrowing down possible areas of interest or utilizing surveillance technology to track their movements.